All right, let's dive right in. Today, we're breaking down an analysis called Gaming PC versus Console Superiority, and it tackles one of the most passionate, long-running debates in all of entertainment.
I want to start with just this number on the screen, 144 plus. For a lot of gamers, this number represents a kind of holy grail. It's a level of superfluid, ultra-responsive performance that people chase. But the real question is, where does a number like this even come from?
So, is this a spec for the latest PlayStation or the new Xbox? Not quite. According to the source material we're digging into, this level of performance is a huge reason why the whole debate over the ultimate gaming platform even exists. It's a hallmark of PC gaming.
And that really brings us to the heart of it all, the great gaming debate. I mean, for years, gamers have argued back and forth which one is truly better, PC or console. Our source today aims to unpack the argument for PC superiority, so let's walk through its key points.
You know, what's really interesting is that the analysis doesn't just jump in with a list of PC advantages. Instead, it starts by taking on two of the most common arguments you hear for consoles, that they're cheaper and that they're just simpler to use.
And that's a fair question, right? I mean, the upfront price for a brand new console is almost always going to be lower than a gaming PC with similar power. But the source suggests that we need to look bigger picture, at the total cost of ownership over time.
Now this is where it gets really interesting, because this slide totally reframes the cost. The source points out that things like paying for online services on consoles, games that are often more expensive, and the fact you can't upgrade parts, while it all adds up. On the flip side, it argues that PCs have free online play, massive game sales, and free backward compatibility, which could actually balance out that higher initial cost over the life of the system.
Okay, so what about ease of use? The classic argument is that consoles just work right out of the box. You plug it in, and boom, you're playing. The source, however, calls this the user-friendly myth, at least in today's world.
And this slide really shows you why. The source argues that the whole PC experience has gotten incredibly streamlined. Peripherals are all plug-and-play now. Game launchers like Steam make buying and playing a game literally a one-click process. And hey, almost every game these days has full controller support. If you want that sit-on-the-couch, console-like experience on a PC, you can absolutely have it. So after tackling those common myths, the source shifts gears and starts to build its own case. It focuses on what it calls the PC power-up, the three core pillars that it claims make the PC the superior platform.
First up is raw visual power. The main point here is that PCs can just push graphics way beyond what a fixed hardware console can manage. This means we're talking higher resolutions, unlocked frame rates for that buttery smooth gameplay, and advanced effects like ray tracing running at their absolute best. Second is the hardware itself. With the console, you're locked into that tech for its entire 5 to 7 year life. The source highlights that a PC is modular. You can swap out your graphics card, add more RAM, or get a faster processor whenever you want. You can keep your system on the cutting edge without having to buy a whole new machine every few years. And the third major advantage presented is the game library. The source argues that the world of PC gaming isn't just a library, it's an entire universe that consoles just can't match. And this isn't just about the sheer number of games, but the variety. We're talking access to 40 years of gaming history, genres like deep strategy games that just don't work well on a controller, and, maybe most importantly, game mods. This is where communities can completely remake a game, adding thousands of hours of new, free content. It's a real game changer. Now we're getting to what the source considers its climax, the single most compelling argument in the entire debate, and it all comes down to one core concept: total control. And that control is best defined as performance optimization. See, on a console, the developer decides if a game runs at 30 or 60 frames per second. On a PC, the source explains, you decide. You can tailor the settings of every single game to match your exact preference, whether you want the most beautiful graphics possible or the highest frame rate for a competitive edge. This slide really breaks it down. The argument is that from the moment you choose your parts, to how you tweak your in-game settings, to installing mods and remapping every single key, the entire experience is yours to command. You're not just playing the game, you're shaping the experience itself.
So after all that, where does this analysis leave us? Let's recap the source's final verdict on this long-running debate.
And it really all boils down to this one quote. The crucial point is how it frames the PC's advantage. It's not just about power, it's about versatility and player freedom. It's for people who value control and customization.
This final table puts it all into perspective. The source contrasts the PC's raw performance against a console's standardized experience. It pits total customization against a simple, curated one. And it weighs a universe of games against a more focused but limited library. At the end of the day, it's a trade-off between freedom and convenience.
And that leads to the final, thought-provoking question this analysis poses. Based on all these arguments, the decision isn't really about which platform is better in a vacuum. It's about what you, as a player, value most. Is it the straightforward convenience of a console, or is it the ultimate control and potential of a PC? Definitely something to think about.